Hey guys, it's TEPCO Cycle Repair. Today we're going to be talking about why you can't run premix in the new KTM TPIs. Alright, so first off, KTM hasn't changed how a two-stroke works, okay? Two strokes are basically pumps. They pump air, they push it down, back up again, it causes suction and vacuum, and it's real simple. Alright, so let me get some colored markers here and show you what's going on. So first off, if you look at a standard two-stroke, right, we have the piston right here, we have the transfer ports right here, these are your intake, here are your reeds, okay, basic standard setup. Now the difference with the KTM is that the transfer port injection works on the transfer ports. So the only time that it's going to get injected into the transfer ports is when the piston is going down. So when the piston goes down and it starts to pressurize the crankcase to push the air up to the top over the piston, that's when the fuel is going to get squirted in. Straight fuel, alright? So what's happening here is that when your air, your throttle body right here, opens up and you're able to suck air through here, that's when the oil starts dripping down in here. So the oil, okay, when the oil comes in, you open up the throttle body right here. The reeds, because you're causing suction, the piston's going up, air is coming through this way, it sucks in the oil as well. All right, so the oil is probably working on like a gear-driven, similar to, if you think of the old RZ350s or the LT80 four-wheelers, they have a gear-driven type of oil pump. And it constantly pumps oil into the throttle body, and depending on how much you have the throttle open, how much air goes past is how much it's pumping the oil in there, actually sucking the oil into the bottom of the engine. And the faster the engine is going, the quicker the gear spins. Now, KTM's doing it a little differently, but it's basically the same, okay? It's coming through here. Now, the difference in the old RZs is that if you took off the oil injector, which a lot of people did in the days because they were worried that it was going to break, and you just ran premix, the premix was still coming through the same area. It was going into the carburetor. So you can run premix in an old RZ because it was all going in the same area. When you opened up the throttle, the fuel mixed with oil would come in through the carburetor. KTM doesn't do it like that. Remember, they're only putting the oil through the reeds and through the throttle body. So when air gets sucked in here, piston goes up, air gets sucked in, the oil is going to come in and lubricate the crank. Alright? So when you have the oil lubricating the crank, when the piston comes down, it now pushes the air up through the transfer ports, and that's when the fuel gets injected in. So when the fuel gets injected in, now you have your fuel coming through up here, through both sides getting injected up here. The oil that's in the bottom, when the piston goes down, it's going to push the oil up through there, and then it will mix in these areas here. Okay, now your fuel's going to come in, mix with your oil, and then you have your oil and fuel mixture up on the top. The fuel never gets down to the bottom, okay? Maybe a little bit does when the piston's moving because of the way the two-stroke works, but nowhere near the amount that you need. So what you're going to have here is when the piston is going up, okay, it's going to cause suction in the back, sucking in oil and air. When the oil and air comes into the bottom, the piston goes down again, forces the air through the transfer ports, where it then gets injected by the fuel. All right, as the fuel gets injected through here, it mixes with the oil and lubricates the top. So if you try to run a premix, the premix is only going to get injected into here over to the top of the piston, and no premix is going to get to the bottom. And if no premix goes to the bottom, your crank is not going to get lubricated and you'll seize it. All right. So it's very important with the new TPIs that you have the oil line connected and you're not trying to run straight premix oil in there. All right. So guys, it's a simple setup. I'm really excited that KTM is doing this. Hopefully it'll bring up some engines in the future here, different bikes and different kinds of setups that you can use because you make a much lighter engine. So I'm looking forward to see how KTM goes further with this. But please guys, do me a favor and hit the like button below, and also subscribe, and it really helps me out in these videos. And until next time guys, this is TEPCO Cycle Repair.